Hello, and let's get started with research. I'm going to start with the Psychology 301 Getting Started Guide. And here's the URL here, cnu.libguides.com/psych301. And there are really three main databases you want to concentrate on for peer-reviewed research. One is the EbscoPsychology APA databases. These are PsycInfo, PsycArticles, PsycBooks, PsycTests. And then there is some other EBSCO databases that are not APA, the Psychology and Behavioral Sciences collection. So those will group into one. There's also the ProQuest Social Science databases and JSTOR. So those are the three, EBSCO, ProQuest, and JSTOR. But let's concentrate on APA because that's where a lot of the good stuff is. So I'm going to go over here. Here I can choose with these direct links, PsycArticles, which are psychology articles, usually not APA. PsycInfo. Actually, PsycArticles are all APA. PsycInfo is everything. Then there's PsycTests, which are tests where there's validity, population, things like that. Sometimes you can actually find the actual tests. Let's click on PsycArticles. This will show us the APA one. Yeah, APA PsycArticles. These are only going to pull up APA journals that have been published. So let's do an advanced search so we can see what's under the hood and what we can look for. So there's some really nice features that you can narrow your search down to. Tests and measures if you want to enter something, or age groups. There's the different age groups if you're looking for college age or older adults. Population group, human, animal, female, male, transgender. Methodology, clinical studies, case study, empirical studies, longitudinal studies, lit reviews, meta-analyses, qualitative, quantitative, all that good stuff. Classification codes, these are usually, if you know exactly what you're looking for, based on DSM criteria. Then there's a document type. I usually leave that alone, unless I'm getting really weird stuff. Supplemental materials, also you can leave alone. So one thing, if you're looking for clinical trials or empirical study, usually you're looking for an empirical study, and under that we have experimental replication, a follow-up study, or longitudinal study. Let's keep it empirical study. And age groups, we can say let's do young adulthood, 18 to 29. And we're going to do all dates just to see what's there. I'm not worried about full text right now. And we want maybe let's look up alcohol abuse. And what's happened is, since we had some criteria that we're looking for, these filters, it's going to narrow it down to young adults. And let's see. Let's say this one looks great. Using substance use risk profile scales and emerging adults. To access it, we'll say PDF. There's a citation, and here is the actual research, the article itself with all these authors. We got the abstract and all the parts. As you scroll down, we got some data, method, participants, and procedures, which usually says this is an empirical study, which I wanted. More stats, the results, great, awesome. There's some of the questions they used, the discussion, which I love the discussion because it's basically the authors talking to you, whether this was a good study, should it be replicated, what should they do differently, things like that. Any flaws that they noticed. Clinical implications, conclusion, and then, of course, the references. Never overlook the references if you're looking for similar material. This one has quite a few. And here we say it was received, revision, but the first thing I need to look at when I find an article that's kind of what I'm looking for, and that is always the date. When did it come out? So this is copyright 2026. The article is, where's my citation? So there it is. Go up here. 2026, yeah. So it's very recent. It's this year. If this was from 1986, we'd want to supplement this because the data, the study may have been replicated, the study may be flawed. You know, we want the most recent data where we're writing, unless we're doing some historical overview of something. And for that, usually I would go for a literature review to see what's been out there and what's good and what's bad, because that will tell me all that good stuff. Let's go out of this one and let's try going back to my LibGuide. And EbscoHost is great. ProQuest is also one of my favorites because it's just so easy to navigate and look through. I believe it's, there we go, we're in ProQuest. Notice the search is a little bit different. I usually go to advanced search, and we can again, this does not have all the best ways to search that the APA databases do. We get a little thesaurus, which isn't very good. Field codes and search tips, none of that really is going to help you. So if we did alcohol in college students, notice those terms were coming up. Predictive text was working, so it was kind of trying to guide you along. 65,000 results. This is where we use the left-hand side to narrow these down. So we have scholarly journals. Yes, we want those. Scholarly and peer-reviewed are interchangeable. We can use the date slider. We don't want anything from 1930. We probably want something, hey, let's say 2010 to 20. Let's update that. It dropped it down to 33,000. Great. Subject. Mental health college students. Mental disorders. Do mental health. There's document type. Evidence-based healthcare. Lit review. Case study looks good. Let's include that and apply. And these should be studies, hopefully. Since this isn't a helping me narrow down any further, I'm going to have to scan through these. College students and suicide risk, prevention, the role of academic psychiatry. This one, a case study. Oh, this one's a case study. Here's student drinking is change possible. That does not sound like a study. It might be. Let me click on it. Oh, design method, findings. Well, let's look at the whole shebang. We get an abstract purpose, findings. Student culture, alcohol impact. Oh, this is okay. This is not, it says, well, sometimes you get things like this, and it says this is a case study. Oh, it's taking statistics from somewhere, so they didn't do this study. They're just reporting about it. There's only one reference, and there's further reading. I would keep looking. Might point